Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. I'm going to be updating my blush project pan, which is a no-buy blush project pan, and I'm doing this with Sonia from Makeup Obsessed XO. I don't know why I can't say that. But her and I have decided that we want to do a no-buy in a couple of sections of our collections, and I did have an oopsie, but I'm doing better now. So we'll go ahead and talk about the items that I had in for the last month, or the last, of course, 30 to 31 days. And then we'll talk about the ones that I'm going to be bringing in. So there's really no rhyme or reason to what I select. I just kind of want to touch everything that I possibly can. Even if I use things twice, it just gives me a little bit of a better idea about what I own already, how I feel about those products. Maybe there's something that I don't love as much as I think I might. So this will just give me a little bit of a better idea on the things that I have and remind me that I may not need to buy some more. You know what I'm saying? We could all use those fun reminders. But the first item that I brought in was the Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics Rouge Romance Base Palette or Blush Palette. And it's a matte blush palette. There's no specific name except for Rouge Romance, which is on the front. So this one has 6 blushes in it, and I got this at Marshall's for a ridiculously reduced rate. And I do enjoy all the blushes that are in here. I used this one first out of everything because it was still in the packaging and I had never used it before. And I did actually really enjoy the formula of the products. So I've used every single one of the 6 that are in here. Next, I brought in my MAC 6 Pan Singles, which is here. Now, this is actually not a blush. This is a contour. So there's only 5 blushes in here, and I used all 5. In fact, I have some of those bottom ones on my cheeks today, just very gently and subtly. But I really enjoy these a lot. You guys know MAC is one of my favorite blush formulas. So this is the palette, and these are the beautiful colors that are in here. So I used all of those. Then I have the NYX Buttermelt Blush in My Butta Half, which is this one here. And I really like this formula. It's very, very pigmented, very beautiful. I really, really enjoyed this. The packaging is a little too bulky for my liking, but it actually stacks well in the Alex 9 drawers, so I don't mind that. But this is what it looks like. Really, really beautiful color. And I ended up using, I used every single thing, just to say that. I used every single blush that I brought in. Some I used a couple of times, actually. And then the next one was the Cover FX blush in Sweet Mulberry, which is this one here. And this was gifted to me from Danny Loves Makeup. Or, nope, Danny's Makeup, pardon me. And this is what it looks like here. And it was a little deep on me right now. I think this would be better for fall, but it's a really beautiful shade selection, and I adore the formula. So this one will stay. They'll all stay. All of these are good. The next one was the Cover FX blush in Pink Dahlia, and this one I really enjoyed. I actually thought it was going to be too light for me, but it was really, really beautiful on the skin. So I'm really happy that I own that. It's very similar kind of to what I already have on my cheeks, but this is really beautiful. So happy to have that one. And then we just have a bunch of MAC, a whole bunch of MAC, if I can stack all these up here and show you. I don't think I can pick them all up, to be completely honest. Oh yeah, here we go. All of these. So the first one I have is Heat Index, which is one of those Glow Play blushes. And oops, that's what that looks like. Really beautiful. Then I have Peony Petal, which is a satin shade. Really gorgeous. Really, really enjoy that a lot. I do have to go in a little heavier handed because it is so pale on the skin, but it's really beautiful. I have the Glow Play blush in Blush Please, and this one I actually used today as well underneath the other ones that I had. I really like this. You can tell I really used a lot of this one. Next I have the blush from, it's called Fleur Power, and it's a satin blush. I really like the satin and matte blushes a lot. The next one is Pinch Me, and that's a sheer tone blush. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And then the next one I have is Peaches and Dreams, and it's a Glow Play blush. And that's what that looks like there. And I believe I got this from Valerie from Via Marti on Instagram. I'm pretty sure she got me this one from TJ Maxx. And then this next one is called Life's a Picnic, which is really punchy. I wore this one yesterday. Absolutely beautiful. I'm filming a few days earlier, but yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And then the last one I have here is called Spring Flock, which is a really gorgeous, like peachy, light, bright peach shade. Really pretty. Almost like a pastel peach. It's really gorgeous. But those are all of the ones that I have used. So I'm just going to put all those back here and I'll put them away in a second. And then I'll talk to you about what I'm going to be bringing in because I'm very excited. Okay, so the first thing I'm bringing in is my Juicy Cheeks face palette, which came in this packaging. And this is what it looks like, not in the packaging. So I get to toss this now because I'm actually going to use that. And this is from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. And I got this on, I want to say I Feel Beautiful Canada. And there's a lot of really beautiful colors in here. I'm really interested to try these two. I don't usually wear blushes these colors, but I feel like also if I'm not too keen on them by themselves, I can just combine them with other colors in here. I just have to be careful. Like if I use these two, it would come out like a really nice orangey shade. So you just have to remember like color theory and stuff. But I can't wait to use these purples. I am so pumped for those. So that's exciting. So there's 8 blushes in there. So that's a lot of blush right off the hop. The next one I want to use is a couple of Haus Labs blushes. The first one is called French Rosette. And this is the shade. Very, very beautiful. The next one is called Hibiscus Haze. And that's this one here. Again, really gorgeous. So can't wait to use those. Also, I want to try this NYX Passport Afterlife Republic of All Souls from Beetlejuice. So it's extremely skinny and very expensive. So I thought I better start getting my money's worth. So I'm going to try this out and see what I think. But if I like this, this could be something that I travel with in the future because it's so tiny and like super compact. I'm interested to see these little colors. So I'm just going to swatch them. They look very, very pigmented actually. So that's the colors there. Very pigmented. So I have to just go in very light-handed. So I'm really excited about that. And there's only, does it say how much? 3 times 1.6 grams in here. Interesting. All right, the next one I'm bringing in is the Natasha Denona Duo Glow. Hello. The single blush, and this is in the shade 01 Alba, and this was gifted to me from Rania from her collection because she was decluttering it and she sent it my way, which I'm really thankful for. This is actually the same blush that's in the I want to say the Bloom palette, and I actually decluttered mine, so I'm going to play with that one. It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful in duochrome. So I'll try that one out and see what I think. I have a few that are similar to that. And then we have a couple of Kosas blushes, and these were from the holiday kit last year. The first one is called Butterflies, and this is the Blushes Life collection. And yeah, really gorgeous, beautiful. I should have swatched all of these, but I just kind of want to have an idea of what these look like. Very, very bright. I don't know if you can see that up there, but it's very, very bright baby blue pink. And then this next one is called Euphoria, which is a little more of a dusty mauve. I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy this, so I want to play with it and try it out and see what I think before I make an opinion. But that's that blush there. And because they're baked, they're going to be super like sheer. Sorry, my nose is so itchy. So hopefully I really like those. So I'll play with those. Oh my gosh, I must have put something on my face that's like not playing well with my skin. All right, next is the Buxom Wanderlust blush in the shade Seychelles, and I'm excited to bring this back in. I haven't used it in a while, and this was also gifted to me from Rania, from her Declutter collection, and it's very beautiful. Maybe I will swatch all of those other ones as well. And then I have the Ofra blush in the shade Charm, and I think this is gifted to me from Rania as well, because it came with a couple of different blushes, and one of them had broke all in the packaging, and I can see there's stuff in here. That's why I remember, because of how that it arrived. I'm usually pretty good about remembering who gave me what, though. So this is what that one looks like, and it's honestly a really beautiful shade. So really pumped to use that one. And then lastly, I'm bringing in this Becca Luminous Blush in the shade Tiger Lily. And it looks like that. Very beautiful, like apricot kind of. And that's what that one looks like. So far, a nice range of colors. So let me just grab this napkin here, and then I'll go back and swatch some of those other ones. So we started at the Passport one, so I'm going to swatch all of these for you guys. So the first one is the Hibiscus Haze from Haus Labs, and that one is right here. That's really beautiful. Again, a little similar, or a little different, pardon me, than what I have already. So that's awesome. And then French Rosette, that's a little more like a burnt, kind of a burnt apricot-y kind of shade, which gorgeous. I'm gonna love that. It's very similar to Ofra, but that's okay with me. And now I'm gonna swatch the Blend Bunny one, so I'll just do that down the side of my hand. So we'll start at the top with the shade called the shade called Tangy. Oh my goodness. So that's that really orangey shade, and these are extremely pigmented. Then we have Raw. Then Plump. That's gorgeous. Then Sticky Sweet, which is the first and lightest of the purples. That is going to look a lot more pink on the face, I think, especially because I have a very olive skin shade, which is going to really like pink that out on my face. And then I have the shade Squeeze, which is so gorgeous. I'm very excited to try that one. And then Pulp, which is a very, very bright, vibrant orangey red. That's crazy. So I gotta go very soft-handed. Then Mouth Watering, which is a very watermelon raspberry kind of shade. Whoa! Those are extremely pigmented. And last but not least, we have the shade Ripe, which is the purpley one, which I'm going to just do a little bit of a heavier swatch. Crazy. So those are gorgeous. I'm very excited to play with those. Something's telling me to swatch one of my other blushes beside this one, but I don't think I have access to it right now. It's kind of in the back. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But this is the Juicy Cheeks from Blend Bunny, all here. And then these are all of the other ones that I'm bringing in as well. So I feel like although there is some overlap from like the Beetlejuice palette with the purple and stuff, and the orange or the yellowy color is like very similar. This is more of a shiny gold. This is a matte shade. So I feel like even though there's overlap, it's still going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to have a crazy amount of different colors to play with this month. So that's wild and fun. I'm a little shocked, I'm not going to lie, but I am so excited. So some neutrals, some colors, and I'm going to learn how to play with the vibrancy of some of these. But that is everything that I have. I don't think I've brought in any blushes in the last month. So on my buys and buys, you guys will see that. No blushes there. I did really good at the Sephora sale. I really didn't get that much. Just a couple of things that I felt were necessary. And yeah, I've been doing really good otherwise. So appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to check out Sonia. I really appreciate that because she's absolutely fabulous and wonderful, and I just adore her to bits. And yeah, thank you for the support on this. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.